Hey guys, welcome back to another weekly project video. I'm in the mittens right now of finding some things so we can do this project. Something I normally don't do, but this project video is going to be called, well, the correct term, not the video itself, but more like a basket case. Just bear with me here. I'm going to sit down here and see if I can dig through some of my stuff I got here. Might be doing it in this, I guess improper, what you would call it. Just going through what I got real quick. Let's see. What is this? Okay, let's see. I don't even know what the other drawers are. Let me see if I can find some better memory for it. Now it doesn't have much. See. Okay, this is all the wrong kind of memory. Oh, wait a minute. That's why those are in here. What processor is this? Oh, I upgraded it something years ago, and that's what that came out on. Memory sticks there. Those are standoffs. Laptop memory, which I don't need because that's not what this video is about. They're mostly 1 gig sticks. We might end up, like I said, this, y'all viewers might have stuff to say about how this is gonna go. Get some jumpers. Oh, there's a lawnmower key in here. More screws. More screws. Not finding what I need. And then, nope, I don't have what I need, so y'all might frown on how I'm going to do this. Well, I guess let's get started in here. I thought I had some, at least a little bit. So I don't even know where to set y'all up. Let's see what's, we can put that over here. Let's see. I would like to add 2 of these, but I can't do that. I don't have the part for that. Maybe we can install one of those just for button giggles. Okay, let me move this over here somewhere. Move this somewhere there, somewhere. Okay. Alright, well, I guess we'll set this right here. And set this right here. Yeah, I'm not ready. I thought I was, but then it turns out I don't think it's a better here. Okay, let's get y'all set up a little bit better and get going on this. Got y'all propped up on the Nintendo. Here is an empty case. This is the case for Dell Dimension 3000 Windows XP Home Edition. How you see it's how I got it. I have scattered parts everywhere. Here's got the front, the sides on the floor. Let's get started. Get started with some want to restore this back to original, but unfortunately I'm still working with stuff in storage, so okay, we're gonna install this backwards. We're gonna install by putting this in. You know, like I said, I normally don't take old computers that I'm getting in pieces. I have all the parts. I checked. So all the parts are here. Normally something like this, if I was still in a computer business, a computer like this probably would have just gone in the scrap pile. Okay, let's see. Well, at least I think all the pieces are here. I'm missing the power switch. Okay, I got those. Yeah, the power switch is missing. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah, I don't have pieces. I'm working with limited space here, so there's that. We'll install the power supply, so we'll flip it this way. Now, when we do the motherboard, y'all are not gonna like what I'm gonna do, but it is a Pentium 4. Pentium 4s don't get hot. No, I'm not running it without the heatsink. So I'll install this dirty power supply, which is original, or if it is, it was replaced with an original. So like I said, if I was still in the computer business, this would have been just completely scrapped. But I'm really not in the business. I'm just doing this just for you guys to see. Okay, there's one. Well, plus I like working with older computers. Apparently that's what I do now. Would be nice to get in the computer business, but a guy out in Scottsdale, so shopping out in Scottsdale, Mount Pleasant, out that area, and that he actually owns the shop, and I won't be getting. I'd have to pretty much fend for myself, and I lost all my contacts that I had here, so. Alright, let's drop in. We gotta put the back plate in. This is the part I hate putting the back plates in. They either don't go in, or they go in and I get cut. Okay, let's see, that's all in. Get the motherboard. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not redoing the heatsink grease just because I don't have any. Plus, like I said, that doesn't get hot anyway, so. And of course, you can't see what I'm doing. So, we'll pop that back in. holes are not lining up. What I do is I'll grab some screws and put them in, and then I'll have to put the heat sink in. Then we have to go and scavenge some memory, because the memory matches speed wise, but they're not the same brand. That way I can put all the screws in around the heatsink first. I might as well just go in and put all the motherboard screws in. Oh, there's a wire missing. It goes from the ROM drive, which I don't have that. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to load an OS on it just because I don't have the software. It's in storage. Okay, let's gonna get this part next. Plug in that now. This really needs new heatsink paste, but unfortunately I don't have any. Maybe in the future because this computer I'm planning on putting in my vintage collection. I'm hanging on to this one. Yeah, unfortunately it's going into the vintage collection. Okay, now we can tighten down our screws here. We can put the heat sink back in. Now, usually back in the day, I never put these things back in, but I just want to stand up and do it. Power supply is all connected to the motherboard. I usually don't put these back in. I don't even know what the purpose are for anyways, but we can never get them to go back in anyways. Maybe if I go this way. That one actually went in. Now the back one might be a little tricky. Should have probably put the motherboard in first, and then the power supply. Okay, it's in. That's in. Bring it back up and show you what finished here. We even got a replacement ROM drive, even though it's not original. Probably end up using some of its screws, even though it's not right for the machine. been so long since I've done something like this. I think these special screws go on the lower side, which they came in the case. But I just said, if you ever had this, did all this, that's the only thing I'm going to need is I want to reload Windows XP using the Dell version. Which I have, it's in storage. So you're going to see, you're eventually going to see this machine again. It's just a matter of when, and it might not be here. It might be. I got to get some irons out of the fire and cool down some of the fires. I got a lot of iron, a lot of things in it right now. I can install on that. Oh, this ain't a DVD drive. And then we'll install one of these black screws here to tie it all in. I think we're good to go to put the front in. No, we're not. Let's go ahead and put the floppy in. Now I got screws for everything, pretty much. See, now show the finished product here. Nice, put the front back on it, and I think it goes on this. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've done this. Yeah, that looks much better with the black ROM drive instead of the white one. And even though it's not the right one, so you can really see some of the stuff that I'm doing. Zip tie for these wires I had to break. I don't have that exact zip tie, so this ain't gonna be 100% factory. Let's see. Dig to the box of precious memories here. I'm pretty sure I had this computer, I think, at one time. Probably didn't. Going to upgrade it, actually. Alright, well that was fairly quick. This is what I found. A matched pair of 1 gigs. So we'll go ahead and install 1 gig of memory. 2 gigs. And it goes in one way, but like I said, you gotta bear with me. I haven't worked on desktops in 7 years, roughly. So I'm slowly trying to pick up where I left off. This is what it originally had in it. These are 2 512 stings. Just put them off to the side. We might need them. Granted, the machine doesn't like these. Alright. I gotta install this. I probably did not do that right. Let me see. It only goes in one way, I guess. The heat shield is next. Technically, we're at the stage where we can turn it on and test it, but I'm doing the wrong thing and putting it fully back together, and then we'll test it. Let's see, so I'll plug up. Trying to get y'all in here as best as I can. We'll plug up this since it's hard to get to. See how long it takes us to plug this in. Bingo. I need to scoot it this way so I can line up the feet. Okay, that is not in. Now it's in. I got installing the modem. We really need the modem. Not really, but it's here. Modem installed. Gonna be a nice rig when we're done. Can't use that screw. This is a challenge for myself too. We're 24 minutes into this build and this is more like it. I don't know why that's not wanting to go into its slot though. Well, I should have put these in first. These I get cut here too. Maybe we can do the bottom one. Maybe we can do the bottom one. Nope. Oh yeah, it kind of went in. I'm not even using the right screwdrivers I used to use. One's in the car, actually, that I used to use. Alright, let's see if we can get this last one in. For some reason, it's not wanting to go into its slot. There we go. It did when I did that, but when I did this, it's not. I have a fix for this. Or did it go in? Oh, it just popped in, even though that's not the right way of doing it. I'm gonna put a wireless card in it, but this machine's not gonna be on the internet anyways. Let's get IDE cable for the CD drive installed. We can hook up its power. Let's see. Now for, I'm trying to remember how this goes in. I guess we can hook up the power for the floppy drive next. So gotta disconnect the power for the ROM drive because it's not long enough. Okay, that's in. That's in. So gotta work with that. Okay, the ROM drive. Now, if the light stays on the floppy drive, then I have to change the cable around from the motherboard to the end. There's a screw missing. Hard drive cable, which is not the right one. That's insane. I put a small one in it if this was one of my machines, and I think I had one of these back in the day that I sold in this area. Because back in the day, I never put all the screws in like I do now. Bingo. Here's the hard drive that came out of it, which is 120 gig IDE, which is not original. This already came with 30, 40, or an 80 gig. But unfortunately, I'm putting it the way I pretty much came back the way that it just with all the pieces and everything. We might be a little limited on screws because there were screws missing. There's one. And one went into here. And I got my desk, this workbench area is full of screws. That one's too long, we'll save that one. See, that one's too small. Maybe we can use some of these black ones. Nope. Nope. Unfortunately, they're should have known better. Should have known better. Yep. There's one of my drawers of screws. This is just. Yep. That was one of the hard ones to find. Okay, there's one. The correct one. Just used up more time. Okay, that is in. Go ahead and connect it to the motherboard and plug in the power. And then we can go ahead and install it and try to. And then pick up this long screw. Coin battery back in. Remember, is at that stage of starting it up. There's a screw. Surprised I actually remember. There's a screw that goes in the bottom. I wish this was a hyper threading. I don't have any processors to upgrade it. Why are you going in so tight? There you have it, one fully put together in pieces basket case machine. Now we'll hook up all the wires. Here. See if that memory is going to work, or are we going to have to. It's not liking the memory. So get you back set up where I had you, and that's why I set the memory that was out of it to the side, because it didn't like it. See, always fails. You always leave the set off during testing. In fact, it did not like this. So I'm just going to put We'll just pop the original memory back in it. Stickers went one way, one on the other stick, and this way. I'll have to get through my stash some other time. We're going to leave the side off. Get you over here. Plug this in. We don't know why it's beeping, so it's not a memory problem. So thank you for watching.